And so that's that. And welcome to the Panic Button. I'm Jesse.
And I'm
that's
Nina. Hi, y'all.
And we have videos to watch. Don't you want to watch them with us?
Yes, they do. There's a few clips of Caleb Hammer's podcast, Financial Audit, going viral because he's interviewing a woman with blue hair, and her opinions are
blue-haired.
Blue hairs.
You know what that means. You know, we don't have to tell you.
Here we go. Here's the first one.
Nurses, it's one of the best degrees you can get.
I mean, nurses are exhausted, don't you think?
Oh my, what is there not to be a victim or complain about?
Well,
so who's going to do it then?
How do we get better if we don't recognize what's wrong?
No, what's your proposal if they're tired?
Shorter work hours, shorter work weeks.
You know, we already have a nursing shortage.
For the same pay,
we already have
for better pay.
The same who gets to choose that?
The workers should get to choose that.
They do, whether or not they accept the job.
They should have a better relationship to their means of production.
Dude, they get to choose what nursing job they apply for. Emergency room, being a teacher, showing up to old people's homes, it's up to them.
They're not choosing
Nursing's
to do
one of the
these
most flexible
crazy
fields.
Hours.
They actually are by choosing to go into nursing when you can see what kind of hours nurses work. Yes, they are.
We can improve their lives by giving them better.
Just like the entire job industry, you do kind of choose what you end up making. I understand everyone wants more money and shorter work weeks. We all want that. Even places where people enjoy their jobs, they still kind of want less than 40 hours to have to work and more money in their accounts because all of us want that. You go up slowly, and that's how you make more money. So people often say you try to change jobs every few years because you want to find better opportunities, more money. Mm-hmm. If you choose to stay stagnant in your job, you're choosing to stay stagnant in your job. Even if you do fast food work, you can go to different fast food places and try and be managers.
Yeah.
You can try to move up that pole. You don't have to stay at the very bottom.
Yeah.
There's a difference between being a quest nurse and being a nurse to the stars. I bet you they pay different.
That's true. Women like this, they think they have these great ideas, but they don't know how to implement them. They just say what they've heard. Oh, that sounds good. And then they repeat it. But when you ask them, oh, how would you implement that? They give you these simplistic answers like, oh, we'll just pay them more.
In fact, not to be interrupting you, I'm so sorry, but nursing is one of the few fields you can go get a job at like a nursing home, and they'll often pay for you to go get degrees in nursing because it is such a necessary field. It was one of the avenues I considered going down. Because that's just like some people join the fire department to become an EMT or a paramedic because those places will help you financially get there, especially if you can't. I don't know. I just think this is so dumb to be fighting about. If you really want to improve it, maybe not short hours and more pay, just like incentivize them through state programs to go into nursing.
People like this, they think they have good ideas. And their heart is in the right place, but their mind isn't. They don't have the understanding of the logistics that comes along with implementing these ideas into reality.
It's kind of like a kid saying they want a cookie for dinner. They do want that cookie for dinner. They mean it. But you have to tell them no because you have to teach them why it's wrong to have a cookie before dinner because it's not healthy. It teaches you bad eating habits. You want to eat the healthy food first and then have a little bit of cookie maybe for a treat. There's a million reasons why the kid wants the cookie for dinner. And you as the parent should stop them. It's the same idea with her. She wants the cookie, but she doesn't know why it's not going to work out that way.
She just thinks that
she wants cookie.
Trump's stopping it from happening or capitalism is stopping it from happening.
The pre-built 40-hour work week is stopping it from happening.
There has been a nurse shortage. I'm not entirely sure why. Maybe some of it had to do with COVID. I remember when I was going to college, there was a slew of people getting into nursing. It was a booming industry at that point, around like 2007.
Yeah.
Somehow there's a shortage. My mom works in a hospital, and she has to work crazy hours because there is a shortage. Now, maybe it's because people don't want to go into that field because it's incredibly stressful and you don't make enough to survive or to, buy a house and support your family or whatever.
I'm not even trying to
I don't even know, but...
Minus your mom getting health insurance, she said that her and I make very similar wages. Mm-hmm. And that alone could be why people don't go into the nursing industry because I don't work in something as demanding as the nursing industry. And if your mom is saying, minus the fact that she gets health insurance and and probably some retirement benefits.
Yeah.
That she's making the same as me, roughly.
Yeah.
I can see why. And like, I don't like to disclose what I do in my free time here, but let me tell you, you don't need a degree to do it.
Right.
And they might not get paid as much. They have
No,
rights.
they can still
They have
get
the
paid
right to quit
that.
their job. They have the right to go work whatever they
profit margins
want.
on hospitals are crazy.
And I'm relatively glad as long as like nurses are making good money, and they are.
So long as they should have a say in how much they're working and
They
what
do.
they're working for.
They do by choosing what job they do.
They also have
By choosing the degree they got. They had that say. Their
there's a
entire
lot-
life had that say.
But exactly.
Not even a nurse, but I know someone who's a phlebotomist, and she's literally telling me that she can't leave because they have such a shortage, but that she threatened to leave, and they offered her per diem when she wants to come into work.
Mm-hmm.
So, as much as there might be a shortage of nursing medical people, if you paid them more, they'd stay. If you also did demand less of them, they'd probably stay. She's not wrong with what she's saying. It's how she has nothing behind it to prove it, to enforce it, to like offer more vacation time. Oh, we're working you really hard. Here's more vacation time paid. Here's more benefits paid. You're not saying any of those things. You're just like, we need less hours and more money because we deserve it.
But which kind of nurse is she talking about also? Because there's LPNs, there's RNs, there's all different kinds of nurses.
Yes.
So I don't know. I don't even know if she knows that.
Exactly. There's a lot of things that help people inform their choice, right? And sometimes that what informs that is where they are. And sometimes they don't have the ability to apply for like a nurse practitioner job in a hospital desert.
In a hospital desert. So you know what they do? You know what most people have
They
done?
have to leave.
They leave.
Exactly. And what happens to
That's
that community?
good. No, I'm sorry. Not everywhere is going to thrive.
No, everyone
Communities
should thrive.
That's
That's what
not
socialism
possible.
is.
But that
Socialism
didn't
is.
happen in socialism.
But it can.
But it didn't.
But we can't.
Never once through
Because
socialism did every community.
Gen Z can be the difference.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
This is the problem, too. She doesn't have any, like I said, substantial answers as to why they're going to change anything or how they're going to change anything. They're just going to change it.
She got like rainbows and butterfly thinking.
Yeah, and like, I guess if she was 7, I'd appreciate it and be like, oh, honey, but you're at least my age, like roughly.
Yeah.
So, no, it doesn't work like that, and you can have your dreams crushed, and you can kind of just figure that out on your own. But I know plenty of people who have degrees in fields they're not even touching. And so if nursing wasn't what you really wanted, it's not what you really wanted. The thing is, if you were having a good time doing it, you'd be looking at other places.
Why does she think Gen Z is going to be the difference? Gen Z is going to change everything. Everyone is going to thrive and be happy. That is not possible.
I didn't watch this by any means, but I think I saw a clip. Isn't this the same girl who was talking about her chosen family and how that's her real family?
We're getting there.
So, yeah.
Here is another clip.
Your parents named you that?
My chosen family did.
Named her what?
It's
Who'd
cool.
you choose to be a family?
Whoa,
What's
in the
that?
queer community, yeah, you don't always get to maintain your most close relatives, your blood relatives. So you like
Well,
you,
did they
you build.
dismiss you?
No.
Well, it sounds like you maintain them.
I do not speak with my parents.
You chose. They did not choose.
Their decisions have made our relationship what it is today.
What did they choose?
They chose extremism over their child.
Oh, man.
Okay, says the blue hair. Got it. Okay, which usually qualifies towards more extreme people. Usually, what's their extremism?
Their extremes are just not very minority inclusive, despite what they might say. Their actions say otherwise.
That would not be extreme. Even if she was telling the truth, that's not extreme. Extreme would be wanting to harm or imprison all minorities.
Do you notice-
Freaking radical.
Do you notice the wording? Minority inclusive.
Yeah,
That's
it's
what you
woke
said,
language.
right?
Yeah.
Minority doesn't mean what we're thinking it means. Usually we hear minority and we think black, but she just mentioned queer. Sorry, I have a little board here. I'm keeping track of this on. So she just mentioned queer, which means that queer identity is a minority in her head.
So you can identify into a minority.
We're
then.
all thinking that her parents don't talk to her because she got upset because she had a black boyfriend. But really, she's the minority.
She's the minority. This sounds like cult thinking.
Oh, you know what's so sad is the fact that, like, they use this no contact thing because they think it's going to help people. They think it gets their point across. They don't realize how baity and toxic it really is, how detrimental it is, and the fact that you don't know the people's situation, so you don't know if it's a good idea to say don't talk to your family. I actually had to stop talking to my family. Not had to, but it's a choice I made. I don't sit there and put that on them. I'm recently getting back to talking with my family, but I still don't put that on them. I'm not like they chose to be minority exclusive, and so therefore they suck. No, people have disagreements in life, and you have to decide whether or not you're going to stay despite them pushing your boundaries. I made a decision. Sounds like you did too, but you're putting it all on them. Well, they do that a lot in queer past, the leaving your family. So they manipulate that and emotionally abuse people. That's all I was going to say.
No, this is a cult thing.
Yeah.
And it is a cult thing because a lot of cults do that. If you watch documentaries on cults, like
Don't talk to your family.
I have, that's one of the first things, is they separate themselves from their families because the families can see that something is going on that's not very healthy for the person in their family that they care about.
It's one
so
of the
they
first
try
things.
to warn them, and then they say, well, you're a bad person for me to even be talking to, and then the people in the cult say you got to cut them off because they're just going to do irreparable damage to you.
Scientology.
Yeah,
it's one of
that's
the
one
first
of
things
them.
they ask about. It's like, do you have any family members or friends who might have a negative thing to say about Scientology?
It's like every cult
And then
is like
before
this.
you're even in it, they're like, you should probably cut them off. Like,
Yes, because if you can cut off the people who aren't in the cult, they can't influence you. I say this in quotes.
against
into
it. Against the cult.
thinking for yourself and realizing that some things might be a little off.
You don't want to do that for the
If
cult.
they can isolate you from your family, they can control you and how you think.
They don't want you talking to people who might say, don't drink the Kool-Aid. There's something floating in it.
Yeah, maybe something is a little off. Maybe you should start thinking for yourself. No, that's bad. That's genocide. They'll say something like that. And
That's
it's really-
capitalism.
it's really easy for cults and the queer community, whatever the hell it is very cult-like. It's very easy for them to find certain people like her to influence and bring into their cult because they know that they're very easily influenced and they're very easy to control. You just use this very flowery language and the very woke language.
And you make them feel like they're the most important thing that's ever graced this earth with this, like, we're your family, but we're the family that chose you.
Yeah, and by being in the cult, you're actually a good person who is on the right side of history. No.
The only time someone's allowed to tell you that we're the family that chose you is when you're adopted. That's the only time that you're allowed to say we're the family that chose you. Or like my sister is our half sister technically. So yeah, my dad chose to be her father, right? But like you don't get to choose things like that. I get what her point is. Those are the people you're close with. That's your family. That's your fam. But that's not your family. That's not your. You don't get your genetic history from them. You don't.
There's some bad families and there's some good families. A good family would accept you regardless, right?
Not even always.
But we'll say things to you in order to protect you. We'll try to open your eyes to things that maybe you can't see that they can. But also, these cults. This is just what they do, man.
These people also dictate whether or not it's a good family based on whether or not you agree with them politically. Just because your mom voted for Trump doesn't negate every time she wiped your nose or made you dinner or still does your laundry. She still loves you. She just voted for something you don't agree with. And that doesn't mean that she's against everything you do. Maybe she just doesn't agree with you politically. And maybe you need to get over that. My issues were deeper than that. Yours probably aren't. Don't go over destroying your whole family over the fact that you guys can't vote on the same person. In 4 years, that person's going to be gone. Where are you going to be? Is it going to matter?
And also, when you get involved in these cult-like groups, you have to toe a very thin line because if you don't, you become the enemy. They will ostracize you and they'll stalk you. They'll harass you. So being in groups like this, you have to see kind of how they treat the enemy because that's pretty much how they're going to treat you if you don't.
Once you become the enemy.
Yeah, once you don't toe the line anymore. Or once you start noticing things. Once you start asking questions.
Or just saying, no, I don't want to do that.
if you start asking questions, you'll become the enemy. And
Why are we doing it that way?
You either have to keep repeating their talking points. Like, you have to have the same mentality. You can no longer grow as a human being and start thinking for yourself once you're in these groups. You're like stuck in between a rock and a hard place now. It's like, do I leave this new family that I have that's trying to control me? Do I stay?
It's a psychological game, too, because this girl obviously has felt lonely throughout her life, regardless of if she had good family or not. She's obviously felt lonely. She feels like she needs people in her life to guide her and tell her and help her along. She's choosing these people who are no older or wiser than her, who probably don't have a better relationship with their family, and she's acting like it's gospel. You are no older than 30. Stop acting like you've seen the world. I'm 27, and I'm still not sure I know everything. But having a little bit of down to earthness is so much better than whatever this is. Obviously, I'd like for the world to sing Kumbaya and hold hands, but I don't think Gen Z is the generation to do it because I don't think people are going to do it ever. People are always going to have issues. People are always going to want more money, like I said. You're not going to get it just by crying about it. Do better. Do good nursing. Get promotion. Go higher up in nursing. Do better. I did it with retail. I'm not making $1 million, but I'm making enough to survive. And that's all anyone can ask for. Get wrecked. Like, honestly.
What's their actions that are so extreme? They kill minorities?
They're not helping them.
Well, not helping's extreme? Wait, what's helping?
We've had extended conversations about what politics looks like in the world, and when they discuss it, the things that they say or choose not to say are pretty detrimental, yeah.
That doesn't sound like extremism. You know what the word extremism means?
Yeah.
What do they do that's extreme?
There was once upon a time when Kamala came out with...
Kamala, thank you. You're going to get canceled for that.
She was talking about how our current president wanted to have generals more like dictators of old.
Okay.
And I asked my parents what they felt about that, and they said they needed the context. And I said, under what context is it okay to like want Hitler's generals?
Maybe they wanted to understand if he was doing his classic grifting or if he was being an actual dictator, which would be bad. But we know, if you follow politics, which I assume you do, he is a rifting guy, and you take like a grain of salt with pretty much everything, including saying peace is close in Iran, which I think you would agree with.
Right. It's almost like they take everything Trump says at face value. They don't understand that a lot of Trump voters understand the way that he talks. Like, he says everything is the best in the world. We have the best this in the world, the best that in the world. Do we actually believe that he's right, that we have the best whatever in the world? No, not really. Not really.
No, but
we
you
just
guys
know
have been
that this
saying,
is how he talks.
Well, so you guys have been saying everything's shit for so long. It's kind of refreshing to hear someone be like, it's the best, even if it's not. You know, because you guys have such a negative view on everything, so I don't even mind. But in this specific situation, them saying they need context is not them agreeing with him by any standards, nor are they harming minorities. They're simply saying, bitch, I don't know what you're talking about. That's what they're saying.
Yeah. You might have heard something and took it at face value. But we know that a lot of people lie, so we need to know exactly what was said in order to like understand. Like, was he
Well, and Caleb's completely right in the fact that
extending the truth like he always does?
Trump
Or
does
was this,
like to do that, so I wouldn't
CNN,
doubt
CNN.
it. Yeah, but where did you hear this? Was this like an actual thing that came out of his mouth? Did he tweet this while he was taking his last shit? Because like, there's a big difference between. Wow. What did he say on Easter? Praise Allah? Like, talking about blowing up people. No one, and he didn't do it.
Yeah.
So clearly, context does matter to some degree, at least with him. It's not like he's going to go start an actual nuclear war. He just threatens it on Twitter.
Well, apparently asking for context means that you agree.
Again, it's such a hard thing to see someone saying they had to cut off their relationship with their family when it's over such trivial things.
Yeah.
There are such bigger reasons people stop talking to their families that it is genuinely, what do you like to say all the time? Stolen valor?
Yeah.
It is stolen valor on everyone who's had to make the hardest decision of their life to stop talking to the people that they have known their entire life for themselves, To put that kind of boundary up for the right reasons is hard enough as it is. To do it for the wrong ones and ask for attention because of it is disgusting. I wish I never had to do that. I'd be so happy. I like see people and I'm like, oh, you still talk to your family? That's great. That's wonderful. And you're over here like, oh, well, I have a chosen family.
She assumes that whatever she heard was the truth, was actually what he said. I don't even know if that's actually what he said or not. But just because they're asking questions doesn't mean they agree with them. It means that
They don't know the truth.
they don't know the truth. They don't know who, did he say it? Did he not? Like, what was it in context to? We all know that he bullshits. So what are you referring to exactly? I'm not just going to take what you're saying at face value and then get angry like you do, all in your feelings. That's not how adults usually work. You know, we try to get all the information first and then have a reaction. We don't just react to whatever someone says someone else said. We all know the people fucking lie, especially mainstream media.
You get the information and then you think about it and then you think about your reaction and then you react. That's how most adults handle situations.
Yeah.
When it's something really sudden and really shocking is usually when you instantly react. Most people think about it and then react.
That's called growing up. There's only
Having
a few
a
seconds
processing brain. Sorry.
left. That's
And also, like,
So-
threatening to nuke them, an entire population.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which was also something he didn't do.
Here's another one.
Question, what percent does the top 1% pay in federal income taxes?
None.
I think it's about 40 to 50%. No, I believe it's about 35%. Then the top 10% pays 50 to 60%. Top 50% pays 99%. The bottom 50% of earners only pay 1%. Did you know we actually have the most progressive income tax system in the entire Western world? Did you know that?
I did not.
Oh, we do. Of course you didn't know that. Why know anything before having an opinion? What the is wrong with you? You're probably a raised taxes person, aren't you? But you didn't even know that we have the most progressive income tax in the entire Western world? You think,
I know that
You think the top 1% pays 0%? Okay, but that's actually just not true according to IRS data.
Comparatively.
No, that is the percentages. Compared to what? Compared to the bottom 50%? No, compared to the bottom 50%, bottom 50% only pays 1%.
It's a lot more than what.
Then they should?
Yes.
The bottom 50% shouldn't pay 1%?
It's something like,
That's interesting you say that because you know the social programs that you love and you beg for that the entire European Union does. You know how they pay for it? They pay for it with a VAT tax. You know what a VAT tax is?
what's a VAT?
Oh, wow. So you don't even know how they pay for the social programs that you're begging for.
Well, but through taxes.
But what's a VAT tax?
Another type
This
of
is
tax.
pathetic. It's a national sales tax. So overall, that is a less progressive tax than we have anywhere here. So the poorest people over in Europe have to pay a flat sales tax to pay for the social programs that they benefit. They pay a higher percentage of their income to taxes as a national base to get those percentages. Where you say the bottom 50% shouldn't even pay 1%? No, if we were going to mimic their systems over there, they would be paying much larger than 1%. You don't know what the you're talking about. Pathetic.
What am I talking about?
You just said the
even
bottom
know.
50% should pay less than 1%.
I said that they are.
What?
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not going to pretend that I know exactly how it breaks down, but I think that I could at least try and make sense of what she's trying to say with terrible wording.
Sure.
What she's trying to say is even though they might pay the 50% you're saying they do, 30 to 50%, it feels like more on our shoulders to even have to bear that 1%. I would prefer tax breaks is what she's saying.
Yeah.
Does she know how she's going to get them? No. Is she going to even pretend? No. She hasn't done that this whole time. She has no reason why, but that's what she's trying to say. And I can see how it would feel like more when you're not getting as much back in your taxes and you see millionaires having millions of dollars going out there having fun. Right. Totally get it. Proportionately, I'm not sure. Maybe it is the same. I've never been a millionaire and paid taxes on that, so I wouldn't know. But I can see her point, but not necessarily say it has to be changed.
Well, who raises taxes the most?
Liberals.
The left.
Well, and he's got a fair point if that's, which I'm sure it's correct, but if that's how it works in the UK and Britain and you have to pay additional taxes on it, From what I understand, that would be paying, after you bought something, you have to go and pay additional taxes on it.
Yeah, that's messed
I'd
up.
rather have the United States system where I cash out, it puts on my tax, and I leave. I like when they don't put the tax on, I just get a sticker price. That's really nice. But either way, it's about 8% tax where we're at. And they just put that on your bill, you move on, and you have a good day.
I don't think she's intelligent enough to really
Communicator points.
that too, but also really understand her, like why she has an opinion. Her opinion on this, for example, she doesn't even really understand it herself.
No,
like,
she's like a toddler.
Yeah.
I want this.
She's just
Give it
repeating
to
stuff.
me.
Yeah, she's just repeating stuff. Well,
Why?
Yeah,
Well,
you
this
got
is
an
what I
opinion
want.
and you're protesting and all that stuff. Okay. But that doesn't do anything. That doesn't, you have to have
She's going to say,
clear idea of how you're going to do it and understand the system underneath it and how it all works before you could even come to this conclusion that she's already come to.
she wants to pay less taxes, but also get universal health care for all of the poor people, which means that those people wouldn't be paying taxes, but we're going to find this magic money to pay for them all to have health care also, which is not going to happen unless you take more money from all the people who have a lot of money, and they don't want to give you more money. I'm sure they get tons of tax breaks because they have the people to do it.
Yeah, they do. They do.
And that's why it sucks being poor.
It does suck being poor.
It does. It sucks not having the income that they would have, because obviously who wouldn't want that? But that doesn't mean that you're right.
It doesn't mean
Things can
that
suck and you can be wrong.
the socialist or the communist is going to have your back.
No, and also obviously, if we change nothing else but giving everyone universal health care and not having the lower class pay taxes, then number one, once you hit middle class, which is what most people want, you're going to get taxed out the butt. Mm-hmm. And if you ever make the money that you clearly want to make, which is why you're so jealous of all these billionaires, you're going to get taxed at the butt. So even then, you're going to be all, oh, I don't want to pay taxes. So it doesn't change. It doesn't change. You notice something around, it's the same for everyone. Rich people don't want to pay taxes. Poor people don't want to pay taxes. But we all want the benefit of living in a country. So guess what? You pay the taxes.
Yes.
I said that the billionaires are not paying their fair share.
How do you define fair share?
It should be relative to what they make.
Trust me, on what they make, income-wise, they are paying their 40%.
Well, but if they're saying that they only made $70,000 that year,
You're talking about their business? That's not what they make, that's their business, and that's relatively fair if they're employing and investing a lot in R&D and new technology. You know, we have that tax structure for a reason, so people are investing in the United States economy, so they're building more products, so they're employing more people, which actually contributes more to the tax base overall in the end, because when they employ more people, that creates payroll taxes on both ends, and it actually creates more income tax on the people making over six figures. It actually provides more money overall, because if you collect all the money from all the billionaires in the world, we'd be able to fund our federal budget by I think a half a year. So we create more taxes by creating those tax structures and employing more people. Mm-hmm. So
or unionize the top 10 ones.
Okay, you just come in with a talking point. It's just like, what the what the was that? Nothing to do with the point I said.
That's all I got, man. It's just young people repeating talking points that they've heard from their cults.
Well, because they're grown toddlers. You know that this girl's mom always sat there and was like, and what does that mean, sweetie? Tell me all about it. Instead of being like, shut up, Becky, sit down, please. No one needs to hear you anymore.
Yeah, they like to talk a lot, and they don't really listen.
No.
They think that if someone has a different opinion, that their opinion is a bad opinion.
I have no proof.
Or it's not factual.
I have no proof, but in my head, this is an only child. You know why why I'm saying that? Because everything is about just her and how it affects her and what she can gain and how she feels about things.
Well, she does want to help the poor people and the minorities.
Nope. She wants to do that for her to feel better about it. She does not want to do it for any other reason. I strongly believe that this is an only child situation because no one has ever taught her to actually think about someone besides herself. She's a nurse, so she wants nurses to get better hours. Not, hey, what if we just changed it to a 35-hour work week? Maybe increase the minimum wage and gave tax breaks to companies that were employing and giving lower income people opportunities. What if we tried something like that? Why wouldn't it work? Tell me and I'll I'll think about something else. She's not saying things like that. She's like, I nurse. Why nurse work so hard? Why nurse don't get more money? Why I gotta work hard to become good nurse?
It is pretty messed up that nurses don't make as much as other people do that don't like save people's lives or take
Well, I
care
think
of
it's
them.
extremely vital, but EMTs,
Firefighters.
paramedics, cops, none of those people make enough money to actually justify putting their lives on the line. But
Yeah,
they do it
that's true.
anyway.
Anyway, like and subscribe, everyone. Comment below.
Sorry if you're a nurse. I don't think you deserve a little bit of money. I think you deserve more money. It's just she's not doing you guys a good service right now.
She's not a very good loudspeaker for you.
No.
It's bad.
She's a bad megaphone. Bad megaphone.
Crawling